Hey everybody, Dave Lerner, Venture Studio. We're here at AOL Ventures today. My thanks to Mike Brown for hosting us. Today, my guest is one of the co-founders of Warby Parker. They're tearing up the eyewear space. It's my pleasure to welcome Dave Gilboa here. Dave, welcome.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
So as an investor in Warby Parker, I know a little about the company, but for those in the audience that have never heard of Warby, could you tell us what it is?
Yeah, so Warby Parker is an eyewear brand that is sold exclusively online for $95, including prescription lenses, which is a fraction of the price of what you pay for a pair of glasses in a retail store. And for every pair of glasses we sell, we distribute a pair to someone in need.
How did you guys actually get the inspiration for this company?
Yeah, so I started the company with three buddies. We launched out of our apartments while we were in business school. We were all getting our MBAs at Wharton, and we all loved glasses, but were frustrated by how expensive they were. So we just started talking about why glasses were so expensive and realized that there was no good reason. So essentially, the only reason why glasses cost several $100s is because there's essentially an oligopoly that controls the industry. And it's the same thing on the lens side, where there's a couple companies that really control the entire supply chain. And as a result, these guys are marking glasses up between 10 and 20 times what they cost to manufacture.
Well, when people walk into a store to buy a pair of glasses, they have no idea that they are being sort of from A to Z controlled by an oligarchy, correct?
That's right. So these companies have just done a remarkable job of creating the illusion of choice. And so a consumer walks into a lens crafters, they see 50 different brands of glasses. They don't realize that all those brands are owned by the same company. All those glasses are probably produced in the same factory, and it's the same company that also owns lens crafters that probably also owns their vision insurance plan.
All right, four guys in business school trying to create a new brand. How do you actually start something like that?
We started by just thinking about solving our own problems. So we love glasses. We think they're a great fashion accessory, but we just hated paying so much money for them. And then we just talked to all our classmates, professors, other eyewear consumers, and just tried to understand kind of where the pain point was in this process, and realized that people not only hated paying so much for glasses, but they also hated the eyewear shopping experience. And so we said, well, what if we could create our own vertically integrated brand that not only provides great value to customers, but actually provides a better shopping experience?
I understand you work with a lot of nonprofits to actually give glasses away as well. How do you work that into your business model?
Even though we're offering great value to our customers, there are hundreds of millions of people around the world that need eyeglasses that can't afford $95 eyeglasses. And so we decided early on that for every pair of glasses we sell, we would distribute a pair to someone in need. And so we partnered with leading nonprofits, and our primary nonprofit partner is Vision Spring, and they have a really innovative model where they actually train low-income men and women all over the world to become entrepreneurs themselves and sell subsidized glasses into their community.
How do you guys actually only charge $95 for glasses that cost $300, $400, $500 elsewhere?
So we're able to charge $95, which is a fraction of the price of what you'd pay for a typical pair of glasses. And that just speaks to the fact that there are just egregious markups in the rest of the industry. And so by avoiding licensing fees, retail markups, and by avoiding all the middlemen, we can provide the same or better quality product for a fraction of the price.
Has there been a lot of pushback by the companies that control this market?
Yeah, so they're definitely aware of what we're doing. I think at this point they view us as sort of an interesting potential nuisance, but that they would be cannibalizing their own sales much more than they'd be hurting us if they tried to compete with us. And so we haven't seen too many competitive actions to date.
Were there some growing pains?
Yeah, definitely. So we were able to get features in GQ and Vogue the week we launched, which was incredibly exciting, but I think we massively underestimated the impact of being in those publications. So we ended up hitting our first year sales targets in 3 weeks, and then just sold out of inventory. We didn't have any more inventory.
What do you do when you sell out of inventory and you have a lot of influx? What happens now?
We didn't have any sold out functionality on our website, and so we called an emergency team meeting. And we're debating whether we just keep taking orders and then just apologize to customers later, or we actually take down the site or build in some sold out functionality. And while we're having this discussion, we got dozens of new orders and frantically called our developer. He quickly threw up some sold out functionality, and we put customers on a wait list, and we generated about 20,000 customers onto this waiting list.
What have some of the other major challenges been along this journey?
A couple days later, after we launched, we were featured in Daily Candy nationwide, and we had a huge influx of traffic and orders, and we were frantically trying to respond to customer emails, and all of a sudden we got a notice from Google. We were using Google Apps to respond to customers. They thought we were spamming because we were sending out so many emails, and they shut down our account, and so we had no way to reach out to customers. And anytime there's been a situation where we need everything to go perfectly, we can almost guarantee that it doesn't.
What's next for Warby Parker?
We'll be introducing prescription sunglasses, metal frames, progressives and bifocals, and just continuing to really scale. So right now we have about 50 employees. We want to hire another 50 in 2012.
What kind of positions are you looking for?
So we need a bunch of engineers. We're looking for someone to lead our online marketing efforts. We haven't done any paid customer acquisition to date. It's all just been organic growth through PR and word of mouth. So looking for someone to lead that effort. We need a really dynamic person to lead our supply chain team. But in general, we're just looking for talented individuals, and we'll find a place for them in our organization.
Dave, it's been so great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming in, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Venture Studio in association with Mashable is brought to you by Square One Bank.